Whatever you say, Lich.
Now you're just messing with me.
What do you want? Is this another attempt for me to do another Five Nights at Wario's review? Five Nights at Wario's 2, probably? Because if it is, you can forget it! I have a new sonic screwdriver, and I am not afraid to use it.
Oh, that's much fun as I would be. I feel it a little bit more.
What's the catch?
God, I give you a birthday present for you. I thought you were on the good version.
Us? No. I'm not doing that, man. No. Ah, well, I didn't feel like playing on the Switch anyways. Let's play a game on the computer then. Okay. This is strange. Interesting. What is going on here? It's like the same thing that happened in Five Nights at Wario's review. But different. Hello? How did you bypass the phone block?
You obviously think I'm mere phone block would stop me. The controller of the world.
The, what now?
You have a lot to catch up on. Happy January. What do you not like? Let's make you mad.
What do you want from me?
I want you to play this game and if you manage to do so, I mean, I would never come near you ever again.
And what if I refuse this?
Jerry, we
Let me take you way back into, I want to say, 2009. Ever since my first Sonic game of Sonic Heroes, I became a huge fan to the series. So much so, I once had a dream. A dream to try out every game I missed and show proof of my accomplishments. And judging every release date for the game, that will take me a while to get them all. Even though Sonic Heroes was the first game I played in the Sonic series, it was harder than Sonic Unleashed that got me hooked to the series. That boost runner was amazing when I got my first hands on it, and when generations grew from it, it became my top favorite. However, I was not able to fully finish the game itself because technically it was not mine. But in fact, Blockbusters. If you don't know what Blockbusters is, well, imagine it like a Redbox, except it's a store. Not only you rent movies, but also games of all kinds on Xbox, PlayStation, even Nintendo systems. Back then, it was my go-to place to play any video games I never seen and wanted to play myself. So sad they went bankrupt though. Wanted to keep the game for myself. My mom and I went to a video game store to search for it. Sadly, it was all sold out. But my curiosity went into a different game, Sonic 06. And oh boy, that tale is for another time. I don't think much about it now, but back then I thought that was a bad video game for the Sonic series. I mean, what else can beat it? Well, other than Sonic Game Boy Anniversary game, that's a different type of bad. 2017, springtime. I decided to buy new games for the Wii U, and the ones I decided is none other than the Storybook series. That's right, not only I decided to buy Sonic the Six Rings, the game I am reviewing, but also Sonic and the Black Knight. I heard the reviews, the warnings from fans, even the critics talking around about this game. At first, I thought they were a bit over-exaggerated. I mean, everyone over-exaggerates what they like or despise these days. But as I tried it out for myself, while I was doing bits of recording for Sonic Lost World, I decided to give Secret Rings a test run. I grabbed the game, put the disc into the Wii U, and grabbed the nearest Wii remote, and play 30 minutes of tutorial, and never touch up it again. I don't know what is worse, that Secret Rings exists, or the original plan was Sonic 06 on the Wii system. Yeah! The original plan was Sonic 06 for the Wii, but due to Sega wanting to capitalize motion-based controls on the Wii, and time constraints, maybe don't have enough faith on 06, they split the team into two to create this game along with the other 5 games. Sure, I'd rage quit before. I mean, if you play a game and get frustrated, you tend to give in or take breaks. This is different. I never want to touch this game again. It's like you're forced to eat a bowl of chili for a year, and only chili for dinner, lunch, and breakfast. If I had played this game instead of 06 back then, I would have given it up on the fly. So why didn't I do that yet? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's because the dream I mentioned. Maybe it's because I wanted to find some good things in the game that people don't. Well, maybe it's because I thought it's a worthy steal because it's a few dollars cheap. I mean, really cheap. Now, I kind of regret it. But I am not going to stand here and complain. I am going to face the consequences and finish this game. Hopefully. The story takes place with Sonic crashing in someone's house. So I'm going to say Tails' this joint. After taking a long nap, he decides to check up on what time it is, only to find a ring. No, not that ring, but I sure wish it was. This ring holds a genie named Shara, which warns Sonic about the new villain in this game, the Razor Jin.
Into your world.
That definitely.
Sorry. It's just... Really? Eraser Jin? I mean, I heard of silly names like Eggman and such, but Eraser Jin? That's the most punniest, yet stupidest name I ever heard from Sega.
Anyways, in order for Sonic to enter the Arabian Nights to stop the evil genie, Sonic must use the power of the ring to grant him a simple wish, like...
How about a handkerchief for starters? Make that a few.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I did.
JC Griffin may not be the next Ryan Drummond. I just love his direction towards Sonic. The way he portrayed here was good. Then again, I got used to his voice in Unleashed, and looking back at that game, man, he improved so much. Shara, voiced by Bella Hudson, was also another character I can tolerate, but she can get on my nerves at times. Just let me play the game already, sheesh! Anyways, with a single wish, Sonic was transported to the Arabian Fork, kinda like Superbook. So the two must stop the evil genie and nope! As soon as you venture through the prologue, you meet the evil genie himself. No, not that genie, that's Aladdin. No, that's Jafar as a genie, get it right. Why is Will Smith even... Oh. He's going to be as Genie in the live-action movie of Aladdin. Nice. There we go. Voiced by Peter Cormican. With the book nearly erased, he reveals he is now in search for the world rings. Stop! Not now. As soon as Shara opened her yap, the evil genie decided to punish her for her behavior. But Sonic intervened and received a fiery arrow onto his chest. Slowly dying by the flames, Eraser gave his word that he will remove the flames if they bring the world rings in his hands. Oh, come on! So Sonic ventured the land of the Arabian Nights, collect the mystical rings, and meet the characters from the Arabian Nights. Somewhat. Yeah, they use Sonic's friends as Arabian characters. Tails is Alibaba, Dr. Eggman is King Shara, and Knuckles is Sinbad. I kinda like this idea, making the world like a parallel universe. And in fact, it's like grabbing the character, having them to play a certain role in the play and see the results. While I did not mind the story, one thing did bother me. Eraser. Okay. Let's begin with the good things.
Looks like my
He forces Sonic to grab the world rings and even promises him that he will remove the flames if he did his bidding. Sure, Sonic could just not do it, but then again, there is Eggman, and we'd rather not want him to die, now do we? He wants to erase the pages of the Arabian Nights so he can escape into the real world. Okay, that's fine. He has a reason why he despises his own fate in the Arabian Nights, and the people too. That's a good start. However, if he wants the world rings, why did he, I don't know, create an effort out of one? Does he want them or not? Why is he wasting Sonic's time of finding them all? Did he want him dead? If not, would the Razor not waste Sonic's time by sending creatures to block his path? You know, so he can search for the 7 world rings? Okay, enough! That also got me thinking. If he wanted them so badly, why didn't he search for them? Is it because only Sonic can grab them? Then explain why Sinbad controlled the world ring for the Thunderstorm, or Shara herself. Is it not his time? Is he lazy and want to slack off? What if Sonic did not do what he asked and die as a hero? Can you find the rings on your own? What's even worse is that he treated it as it's all according to plan. Failures, mess up and all. Not fixing the problem, not even trying to make up for it, just proclaiming it's his plan. What?
Am I missing something here? Is there something I'm overlooking? Because I feel like I am. He may be the most powerful genie in the world, but he's looking at the small details and ignoring them, or acknowledges them, but just rolls with it and proclaiming it as part of his plan. His main goal was to erase the Arabian Nights and go to the real world to take over the world, while at the same time trying to find the world rings in order to go to the world by doing absolutely nothing. For all we know, he probably found one of the world rings and decided to create a monstrous creature out of them. However, according to his question, if Sonic and Shara have found the world rings, means he hasn't, which doesn't make any sense because he uses one of the world rings to create the Ifrit. You know, for a generic looking genie, you're the stupidest villain I ever seen.
Better?
Let's get to the controls. Sonic will never stop.
It's not Mark Speed sections. It's not like the 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 Mark Speed sections.
Imagine it like an endless runner, except, well, it ends. You tilt the remote left and right with the 1 button to jump and the 2 to brake. You can even tilt the remote upside down to go back, despite the game says otherwise, and the camera won't help you since it's always going to be at Sonic's behind every single time, even when you're going back. So it all depends on memorization on the level. You can do an air dash or a homing attack by thrusting the Wiimote forward, which seems simple enough if they respond better enough, that is. I still won't forget when I tried using the homing attack in the tutorial. Sometimes it works and you can home onto the enemies with ease, other times it locks onto a different enemy and you messed it up. Other times it just won't lock on at all and you end up falling to your doom, causing death and misery. Okay, maybe not deaths, but it still feels like it! Later in the game, you are granted to collect these pearls to use either of these two powers, Speed Break and Time Break. Think of it as Shadow's earliest Chaos Control or Sonic's earliest Boost. Speed Break makes you go faster than ever before, while Time Break slows everything, including yourself, down, which is the only useful for certain bosses or levels, or to stop faster even though you're able to break yourself, or to get these fire rings. I'll talk about that later. I get that they want to use waggle tech in the game, but why do that when you have a nunchuck or a simple GameCube control? Why can't we have a freedom to control our own characters themselves? Just making the character run forever just doesn't sound so easy to control. Not only that, but it doesn't sound so fun to play. But wait, it's not an endless runner because it throws in missions, and it's bad. Okay, not every mission is terrible. There are some like reaching the end or beating the time that are even bosses. There are obscure ones like collecting a certain number of rings, dino egg hunting, or every single Legend of Zelda's fans' greatest fear, not smashing a single pot. But wait, there's more! Since the focus of the game is finding the world rings, the game won't specifically say or show which mission is the most important one. In fact, they only give you the ring either by fighting bosses, story, or playing a certain mission, only to go back to the previous or next area without getting a ring! But that's only 2/3 of it! Got to talk about the quips! Later in the game, you're able to grant not only the speed break and time break, but other abilities that changes the gameplay around. And you get more along the way by leveling up. But you get the best quip out of them all! Better control!
Ow, my head. Ow, ow, ow.
This is the worst way for countering the game!
Why do you even do that? Is it because you're afraid that somebody would pass the game so easily? Do you want Sonic to be sluggish and uncontrollable so that nobody would pass it on their first go? Cause that's no any excuse for this!
Sure, the Adventure Duo, Black Knight, Unleashed, and Generations did something like this, but made the player stronger or its requirement to use for progression. But without it, it's still okay. You don't need EXP to have better control over the characters comparing to unresponsive controls. It just makes zero sense. It's like you get a car without tires on a car auction. It will work, but it will be a drag to drive it, let alone push it. The only way to get tires is to pay for them, which makes you have more control on the car itself. That's robbery, I say! Robbery! If I have anything to say about the visuals, they're not that bad. I know that colors looks like it was carved so well done, but this game was at the Wii's beta stage, which only Nintendo seemed to only be the ones who knows its limits, other than Ubisoft that is. However, Sega's take is pretty good footing. The environment just looks so lush and colorful, and the Arabian theme to the aesthetic is so good. There are 7 worlds, and each of them is different styles. Lost Prologue, more as a tutorial level, it's just one simple background, pages lying in the air. Sand Oasis, despite that I don't like sand, it's very beautiful, with the desert theme and the rush of spears coming in at you. Dinosaur Jungle. You know, I may not read much of the Arabian Nights, but I don't recall dinosaurs as any part of the book. Ah, well, at least the forest thing looks great. Evil Founder. He's going to rock the place! Baba and giant statues trying to kill you! Levitate the Ruin, also known as the Rook. The level has the pitfalls and spiky balls everywhere, and from what I heard, it can get a little bit windy. Pirate Storm. Yar, you are a pirate! And apparently you can ride on bullet bills like a rocket board. Skeleton Dome, the place of the dead and where you need to help King Solomon collect his bones. I wish I can rephrase that. Night Palace, the final level in the foundation where Eraser is holding it. And during these cutscenes, except for 2 instances, did this 2D storybook drawings, making it feel like, well, a storybook. In fact, I enjoyed these cutscenes much more than the gameplay itself. Sure, I focus more on the gameplay because, well, it's a game, but if it's like a movie, then I'm totally down for it. Music-wise, it's just...
Eh.
They use 3 types of music: Arabian, rock and roll, and a combination of both. The only music I can remember is 2. The palace that was found and 7 rings in hand. The first one is because all thanks to Kobaromania456. He's a YouTuber, like me, is a fan of the Sonic series, but will go out his way to try out other franchises as well. It's sad that he's not doing anything much for his channel. I hope he has a wonderful life. If you want to check out his content, click right here to check it out. However, 7 Rings in Hand is my least favorite. No, it's not bad. In fact, it sounds pretty catchy. But it's like constantly everywhere. Level selection, failures, even the mission completion, even the final boss. If I ever wanted to listen to this music ever again, I prefer the Crush 40 version or Bentley Jones version. Not Steve Conley's 24/7 thing. Better yet, not hear this song a lot in the menus and such. Sure, Unleashed did something like this, but not only they sound good, they also switch things up. Original lyric version, instrumental, orchestrated, even the funny bits when you fail a mission. Here, they drive it down into your throat, which is driving me crazy. I know this song is part of the main game, but do we need to hear it every single time? Now, the reason why I can remember the rest of them is because of Sonic and Shara always talking over the music and this constant repeat of only few words every 30 seconds or so. All I know is let the speed mend, and who's gonna rock the place? Look, I'm pretty sure the music sounds great and all, but if I can't remember any lyrics, then that may be a problem. And if you can't use a certain song repeatedly, it will get annoying very fast. Okay, who's doing that?
Oh boy, where do I begin?
Let's start off with the fire rings. These fire rings are meant to be some sort of collectible, like the red rings. They unlock more things for the game, unlike them where it's 5, there's only 3 of them, in tough places that is. What do they unlock? Minigames and playable characters for the party mode. Yep, you heard me right. There is a party mode, and there are all motion-based controls. Kinda like Mario Party or Sonic Shuffle, except with motion controls, which I kinda admire. Though I do admit, I wish these minigames don't focus so much on the motion-based controls alone, or at least they could, give a test run right before the release. But it did not ruin my enjoyment, unless you played these minigames with an AI, that is. Seriously, bring at least 4 people with you. The CPU is OP and will drive you insane, even if it's on easy. Then there are these medal ranges from bronze to gold, and if you get silver or gold, you unlock concept artwork and music. If you can get gold, that is. Then there is Big. Yep, Big has an important role in this game by making a big cameo. Ayo! If you find him in these certain areas, he will unlock his own prologue of his own adventures as well. How to find him is, well, you have to break on certain areas in order to the cutscene of Big being found roll in. I don't think you have to do it again if you die or if you fail the mission, but the results for getting it is quite hilarious. But in all honesty, there is nothing that wants to pull me back into unlocking the minigames, the music, and the videos. I don't want to touch the story mode ever again. Sure, the quicks make things a tad bit easier, and maybe I can get used to them over time. But why force a player to get better control instead of them being the focus and adding more abilities to make the gameplay differently? Besides, even the quips make things easier. I still can't stand the game's ridiculous missions, the lack of direction of the main story, and the junkiness of the motion controls. If I want to complete the game, I need the world rings, but they become important and unimportant all at the same time in this game, and with the game being deciding to unlock new worlds by random instead of trying to unlock them after getting the world ring, it has a lack of communication of which one is an important mission to get the world ring. And you know what is the worst part? Some people give it a pass, saying this game is meant to be for Sonic fans, which I disagree. If this is used to cover every game out there, then that's the worst excuse I ever heard. You can't say it's a Mario game, so it must be good. I mean, is Hotel Mario okay for fans because it's a Mario game? No, it isn't! Is that early 3D headgear the best thing ever? No, it isn't! Is the Wii U successful? Sort of, but it's short-lived. Same case for Sonic. If only they work on the motion controls on it. If only they give you a clarified on what is important and what is not. And if they made the quips far better, I might forgive it. But I can't. I can't forgive them for what they did. This game is just
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm playing the game. Oh no, I am mad. You know, my older bro told me something wise. We can do three things. We can ignore our problems and let it grow. We could just go with the flow, and we would still get us nowhere. But there's a third thing that we can do. Third possible thing. We can ride with it. No, nothing's never gonna be easy. You know, just because things are difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means we have crossroads. It may take time to surpass them. It may need an extra hand. But with enough determination, you can accomplish greater things. We all gonna have dark sides in the tunnel. But at the end of the day, there's always gonna be the light at the end of it.
No! This game was a surprise! I want you!
Well, that's not any of the bargain. So how about you do? Oh. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Probably we should wrap things up, shall we?
I'll give them props for trying a different control scheme. Using motion-based controls to control Sonic is not a bad idea. On paper, that is. The problem is the execution. It's so finicky with what you want to do, and with the constant thrusting your Wii remote forward for every small boost and every homing attack, either it won't work properly, or it was going so fast you can't control it. Even when you are trying to steer Sonic, it just feels sluggish, even on rails when it just doesn't want to jump on a different railing. It's a mess! You know the funniest thing? The funniest thing is that there's a better game that uses this endless running Sonic idea, but unlike Secret Rings, it's a fun time waster. Sonic Dash, Sonic Dash 2, Sonic Runners Adventures, or Sonic Forces Dash Battle. Sure, I don't play these games a lot, but I find this far better than going through this game with waggle control or missions like not smashing a single pot, or not collecting rings, or dino egg hunting. I mean, seriously, egg hunting in a Sonic game?
Look, if you enjoy this game, more power to you. And please, enjoy whatever you like. But if you want my expert opinion, I recommend you skip on this game. It's not worth it.
You know, it's kind of funny. It reminds me when I first played 06. I played the very first level and I wasn't able to pass it without getting anger issues, so I decided to call it quits. But after I decided to give it another go, I was able to finish it. Sure, I didn't like the game, but I did manage to find some fun with it. I guess good or bad, if there are things you enjoy or not, it all depends on how you look at it and how you react from it. There is never going to be a clear black and white answer. It's just how you perceive it.
Well, that was a waste of my time. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? I like to hear what you think about the game. Do you think it's good, or do you think it needs a lot more than a simple wish? Place your comments down below. This is Jeremiah from Jamfrog35 saying stay jamtastic and have yourself a really good time. Now if you excuse me, I have a lot to catch up on. Everything needs some fresh air.
This is my escape. I'm running through this world and I'm not looking back. 'Cause I know I can go where no one's ever gone and I'm not looking back. But how will I know when I get there? And how will I know when to leave? We've all gotta start from somewhere, and it's right there for me. The possibility.
I think Breath of the Wild would be a good game to play.